Hello YouTube, this is our tutorials. In this tutorial I'll be showing you guys how to create a liquid tornado text in C4D and Realflow, and this is the preview of it. So as you can see, it's just a text that's kind of a liquid, and then this is what it does. It just turns it into a tornado and then dissolves. Okay, so for this tutorial you'll need a plugin called Realflow C4D plugin. You can download it on my website, or what is it, or just just buy it, or on YouTube, or download it somewhere else. You can look for it on YouTube, but once you have it and once you've installed it, you can open up C4D. Okay, and then go to Mograph, Vortex, and make sure that the font of the text is thin. Just any thin font will do, I guess. And then change the intermediate points to uniform right here, and change the number to let's see, to maybe 15. Okay, let's see how that looks. Maybe a little bit more. 20 is good. Okay, then go to caps, then select start fillet cap and end fillet cap, and then change the radius to 1, and then change the type to quadrangles, and check on or check off regular grid, and increase the width, or I mean decrease the width to 2. Okay, so that it looks kind of like this. Alright, so now we can export this to Realflow, but before we export it, we have to make it a one object, not separated by letters. So to do that, select the Vortex in the objects menu, or objects tab, I guess, and hit C, right click on it and click on select children, hit C again, then right click and click on select children, and right click again and click on connect objects and delete. Okay, so if you've done everything right, you'll have a whole object, and it's not going to be separated by letters. It's just going to be one whole object. Okay, and now we can export it. Now go to plugins, and given that you've already installed the C4D Realflow Exchange plugin, you can go to plugins and hover over Realflow and click on SD exporter. Okay, then click on this button with 3 little dots and click on desktop or wherever else you want to save it, and then name it. I'll name mine liquid tornado. Okay, and click save, and then increase the end frame to about 130. That's about good. And then in objects here, select our mode text and click on add, and then once you have added it to exported objects right here, click on export. Okay, now we can minimize C4D and open up Realflow. Okay, so here, name your project. I'll name it liquid tornado 2, because I already did one once before. And you can change the location, the full path, by clicking this little button here with 3 dots, and just change the location where you want to save this project. But if you don't want to change the location, just memorize the path where you saved it, and that's important that you memorize it. And now click on create a new project, then go to import at the top right here, and then click on object, go to where you saved your C4D text, and or where you exported it, and once you find it, select it and click on open. Okay, now you have this text in Realflow, and you can hold Alt and use the buttons on your mouse to move around like I am right now. Okay, so now next thing we can do is we can fill this object with a fill object, and you can get that by going into, what is this called, the particle fluid menu. Oh, first select the text, particle fluid menu, and click on fill object. Okay, and select fill object, go to node parameters. In fill object tab, it's gonna say object, and then it's not gonna say anything beside object, so click on the right beside object right here, and then select mode text 1 and then click OK. Okay, and then change the resolution to 20. And let's see, what else can we change here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And now let's change the fill volume to yes. So click on no and it's going to turn into yes. It's a little bit stuck. Okay, so now we got our text filled with liquid. Now what we can do is, it's kind of hard to explain, so you guys will have to just follow along. So select your text right here, select it, make sure it's green, and go to frame 90. Okay, that's 3 seconds. And let's see, click on node. In node parameters, click on node tab right here, and right click on simulation and click on add key, and go to frame 91 and change simulation to inactive, and right click on simulation and click on add key, and then let's create a vortex. So go to daemon menu and click on vortex, and hit W on the keyboard and move it over to the middle of the text. Okay, and right here we're gonna have to change a couple settings. Once you have selected vortex, we'll change these settings. So for rotation strength, put that to 50, and central strength, put it to 100, or 1000, sorry, 1000. Then attenuation, change that to cubic, and bounded, click on that so that it says yes, and boundary, keep it at 2, and then bound sup, change that to 2. Okay, so now we have to, it's kind of hard to explain, we have to do the same thing with the vortex that we did with the text, to make it so that it's inactive at frame 90 and then it turns into active at frame 91. And the reason we're making it inactive throughout frame 90, from frame 0 to frame 90, is because we don't want it to kind of spin the liquid inside of the text. So we want the text to be, the liquid text to look like it's text instead of spinning around, and then we will turn it into active so that it starts spinning the liquid around after the liquid is not held by the text. Okay, so go to frame 90, select vortex, go to node tab, and simulation, change it to inactive, and right click on that key, then go to frame 91 and then simulation, change to active, and right click and click on add key. Okay, then if you go back to frame 0, you hit simulate. Oh, sorry, it's not simulating the liquid, So if we hit reset and then hit a reset and then click yes and go back to stuck. Okay, go back to frame 0, go to fill object. Actually, just to do a test run, we can go to frame 90 and select fill object and click on fill volume so that it turns into no, and then click again so it turns into yes. Okay, and now it filled it up with liquid, and now if we hit simulate, we can see what result we get. So right now the liquid is crashing, collapsing upon itself, and then it will start spinning around in a moment. Okay, so as you can see, it worked perfectly just as it did in the preview. Okay, so now I'm gonna get up to frame 130 and I'm gonna stop simulating. You can keep on simulating if you want, but I'll just stop simulating right there. Okay, so hit simulate to stop simulating and go to frame 0. Actually, and let's hit reset and hit yes. Okay, and let's go to frame 0, select fill object and hit yes on the fill volume so that it turns into no, and then hit no so it turns into yes. And that way we'll make sure that it's that text is filled up. And let's hit simulate once again. Actually, no, never mind. Let's actually go to mesh menu. Okay, so select fill object and then go to mesh menu, then click on particle mesh render kit, and that way it's gonna include the fill object inside of render kit. If it doesn't include it, then right click on render kit and click on insert all emitters or insert emitter, either way. Then select the particle mesh render kit and in the node parameters under mesh tab, change the polygon size to 0.03 and the smooth to 70. Okay, and yeah, and then go to filters and select yes, and then change the relaxation to 0.7 and steps to 5, and then go to clipping tab and click on the right of the clipping box, or actually clipping objects. Click on the right of the clipping objects, and this menu is gonna be brought up. It's gonna say select objects and select mode text, and then click OK. Oh, actually, sorry, never mind. I just thought that it's not gonna work with clipping because it's gonna stay inside of the text. So let's cancel that. Let's how do we remove it? So just click on it and then exit, and it should remove. If it's blank, then it's removed. So yeah, let's just cancel that. Just don't pay attention to what I was doing there. Now let's select our mode text, and let's see, we have to change some settings here so that it's better. So if we go to particle fluid interaction, we can change some things here. Let's see, collision tolerance, particle friction. So if we change the particle friction to 0.005, so we're gonna increase the friction already, and that's gonna make a little bit of a better effect. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now we can select our particle mesh and go to frame 0 and just hit simulate, and it's gonna simulate and build meshes at the same time. Okay, and I will be back once it's okay. So once you're done meshing and you like the result, So yeah, I'm just gonna play through and show you guys what happens here. So that's basically what happens. I don't want to render it or mesh it any further, but you guys can if you want. Okay, and yeah, so just make sure to go to File right here and click on Save Project, and then let's minimize Realflow. Actually, no, let's exit out of it. Let's go back to C4D and let's go to Plugins, Realflow SD, or sorry, Realflow Mesh Importer, and then it's gonna put the mesh importer right here. Select it. Go to File, Path, click on this button here with 3 dots, and change it to, or go to the path where you saved your Realflow project. So in this case, it's local disk C, users, user, scenes, and Liquid Tornado 2. And now once you've opened up the project, go to meshes. So double click on meshes to go to meshes folder, and right here let's select frame 2. Okay, so particle mesh render kit frame 2. So select it and click on open. Okay, it's just said an error. We're gonna try again. So open up C4D. It does that sometimes. No, don't send. Sometimes it crashes when you do that. So do it again. Plugins, Realflow, Realflow Mesh Importer. Again, local disk C, users, user, scenes, Liquid Tornado 2, and meshes. And let's try the frame 3 and then hit open. Okay, so now it worked. Now if we go to frame 3, we have our mesh right here. Okay, and if we expand the number of frames, so go right here and select 90 and change it to 120. That's how much I rendered it up to, but in your case it might be more. Okay, and then extend this thing here, bar, all the way up, and if we play this through, this is what happens. So it worked really well. Now we can place materials on it and some lighting. Okay, so double click on the materials tab, double click on the new material, and change the color to whatever you like actually, but I'll actually try blue this time. Okay, and click OK, and select reflection and change the brightness to 1, and then go to texture, Fresnel, and then mix strength to 40. Okay, and let's see what else, and then specular color, select that, and change the color to something that's similar to what you have. So I'll go with more of a greenish color. Okay, and then go back to specular and change the width to 75 and height to 40. Alright, now if we put this onto our liquid, that's what we get, kind of a neon look. Okay, but now we have to create a sky box or sky object. And to do that, go here and select sky, and double click on the materials tab, double click on the new material, go to color, change it to more white, and then put it onto the sky. Okay, and now what we have to do is now we have to create a lighting setup. So go to the objects tab, select plane, unless you have some softbox. If you don't have any softbox, this is a quick way to make a lighting setup. So just get a plane, make it bigger, put it up above our mesh. So okay, and then create a new material and select luminance, and then put it onto the plane, and then go back, look back at the at our mesh, and go to render settings, and then go to effect ambient occlusion, effect global illumination. In global illumination, go to irradiance catch, stochastic samples to low, record density low, and yeah, just do a test render on it. Okay, so as you can see, it looks pretty damn good. I can already tell. Yeah, I even like the way the color looks better than the other preview that I did. So yeah, it turned out to look pretty nice. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it kind of is really long. It's a long tutorial, but yeah, you know, it's lots of stuff that has to be covered, and I don't want to rush it, because then I won't, the result will not be really good. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please thumbs up, please subscribe and comment. Tell me what you think about it, and please send me your suggestions through email or comments, or not email, through personal message on YouTube or comments on the tutorials that I should make and intro templates and stuff like that. So yeah, see you guys later.